Yeah, if you think you're going to do it in your own strength, then you know what? Yeah, you can do it.
COVID, it's been helping people move their businesses from offline or brick and mortar to online.
Systems are more important than skills as an entrepreneur today.
It's totally okay to reinvent yourself.
Yes.
Multiple times, especially when you're an entrepreneur.
Welcome to Profitable Coaching Conversations with Wendy Y. Bailey. If you're a coach, speaker, or industry expert, you're in the right place for sales and marketing wisdom and insight to grow your coaching business. Now, here's your host, Income Acceleration Mentor, Wendy Y. Bailey.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the Profitable Coaching Conversation Show. Today, I've got another treat for you, an amazing guest who's here with us. Sharvette Mitchell is a 15-year veteran in her business. She's known as the platform builder. We're going to ask her what that means. And she's a visionary leader, coach. I see her as a major mover and shaker in the industry and the marketplace. I'm just excited to be in conversation with you. Welcome, Sharvette.
Thank you for having me, Wendy Y. I got to make sure I have that
Y. I knew that's what you were doing. Every now and then I get someone who it doesn't click. And I have to remind them, but I knew you would come through and recognize the extra Y in my name. Yeah. So tell us about your adventure, to get to this place and space in your business. What's a platform builder? Let's start there.
So the platform builder, or referring to myself as the platform builder, which is actually the trademark name for my program, all started with customers kind of saying, what do I need to be doing to grow my personal brand, to attract attention, to get more visibility, to focus on my marketing, all of these things. And really the original root of it started when I was providing web design services. So that kind of 14, 15 years ago when I started, because of a girlfriend's kitchen table experience.
Yeah. Isn't it funny how that happens?
Yeah. Just started doing web design services. And so back then, after I would work with someone with their website, then questions started coming up. Well, what should I be doing next? Like, what are the next things to do? And so transition out of web design services and focus primarily on the marketing consulting side. And the questions continued really around this, the space of building your brand. And so I came up with a 6-part framework and looked back over kind of my life of what I had been doing that allowed me to transition out of full-time employment into full-time entrepreneurship pretty successfully for the last 4.5 years. And there were about 6 components that I had been doing, and that's the platform builder. But it's really around visibility, marketing, and your branding.
Yeah, that's pretty comprehensive. And I think what happens is sometimes people do a little of this and a little of that, but they don't understand how the pieces all work together. And that strategy is what makes it work so that you gain financial traction. It's not just about visibility. It's not just about, branding. It's about bringing it all together and what it does to bear fruit for you, right, in your business. So I love that. I totally love that. So you've been in the space full time for a little over 4 years, like 4.5 years. You said you transitioned successfully. What for you made that transition happen for you so successfully?
Yeah, having really my brand already established, having a customer base already. Wendy, why I hear people that say, I'm going to step out into entrepreneurship. I'm going to start my business when I leave. And I'm like, no,
you need that job. Don't need that job now. Yeah.
You need the job. However, in addition to that, you need to be building your brand and building your services, your offerings, getting tools and all of that. And so that was one thing that I would say I was successful at, is that I didn't look at kind of me doing this on the side as just, something, shake a stick at. It was like, no, I was really actually building while I was doing it in a part-time basis. And so then when I transitioned, I had something. I wasn't starting from ground zero.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very good. Very good. I don't knock people who work part-time or build their business part-time and work full-time, because oftentimes your full-time job fuels your business and how you're able to fund your dreams without struggle, without struggle.
Yeah, and in addition, there are skills from your full-time job that transfer with you into business. I like to give the example of, again, starting at web design services. There could have been someone who worked at McDonald's for 2 years, but was really good at web design. In entrepreneurship, they would come in at the same level as me, having 25 years under my belt. In corporate America, there's different things that I would bring to the table, or whoever's listening brings to the table when you do have that experience. Things like professionalism. I'm sure you have dealt with perhaps service providers and you're like, something is lacking here. And that a key component of that, I would bet we could tie that to their corporate experience, either that they didn't have or that they didn't think about that it transferred.
Yeah. People don't know that when you work for corporations, they really do invest in you. And they challenge you to elevate every aspect of your being, to operate professionally in that environment. So I get it. Have you always known that you wanted to be a marketing consultant? Because I see that your degree is in marketing as well.
Yes, I can remember back to like 7th grade. I took a fashion merchandising class in middle school, and it was under the realm of marketing. And I knew in 7th grade, transitioning to 8th grade, that when I went to college, that I would major in marketing. Even in 9th grade, I remember we took a trip like to New York in the fashion merchandising space. And back then they were kind of focused a little bit more on fashion, but it was under the umbrella of marketing. So I knew pretty early on that I would go into marketing. I knew I did not want to be a car salesman. I don't know why that stood out at me. I was like, I don't want to be a car salesman.
You know what it is? Most people view a car salesman as sleazy, slimy, pushy, and salesy.
Yeah.
So if you already knew that's not what you wanted to be, it's sort of like, okay, here's the not want to be. So what do I want to be? And that means like in integrity and communication and conversation, all of that kind of works really well when you know what you don't want to be. It's interesting to hear you talk about knowing from early on. When I left the 9th grade to go to the 10th grade, the guidance counselor and I sat down and I knew that I wanted to either be a marketing consultant or a psychologist. It's funny to me that here in the space today, I kind of do that. You know what I mean? I'm a coach. I work on mindset stuff. I do marketing stuff. I didn't even know what a marketing consultant was back then. Like you couldn't tell me what it was, but I knew whatever it was something I wanted to be. So I get that. And today, who's your primary client, your target audience? Who do you primarily serve?
Yeah, I work best with professional service providers. So those like therapists and realtors, accountants, life coaches. And so definitely in that arena where really people are making a decision of if they're going to, hire you to help them find their house versus the other person by the personal brand. I mean, even if you have a team, even if you have people working under you, we could even look at Johnny Cochran. He's gone on, but his law firm is still intact. The name is still under his personal brand. Why? Because he built
the brand. Yeah, he built the brand. And, the thing that I know about branding is many people see it as visual branding. Can you say a little bit more about branding and having like a total brand that you help people build their platform around?
Yes. So the visual branding is one component. So the things that people visually can see, your website, your graphics, your photography, your consistent brand colors, things, flyers, business cards, all of the visual aspects are important. That's one component. So then you actually want to kind of step back and look at, well, what is your brand promise? What is the promise of your business, of your service, of your program, whatever it is? What are you promising to customers that is consistent? So, people buy Nike shoes because there is a perception that there's a consistency in quality or whatever, Target versus Walmart or what have you. So what is the promise? Walmart's promise is we're going to have the cheapest things. That's not Target's promise. Target has a different promise. So what is your brand promise? And then who is that for? Who is your target client, your ideal client? And what kind of problems do they have and what solutions do you solve? So those things play a role really actually before you step into the visual branding, because the visual branding has to appeal to whoever your ideal client is. And so you have to kind of do that work first. So that's a little bit of that.
Yeah, you're speaking to my heart, girl, because I'm just like, yes, it's all of that. Because so many people, and I know you know this, think that visual branding is branding, right? And they don't understand that there's so much that comes, like you said, before you get to visual branding, that when they come to the marketplace, they look good, but it's a superficial because they haven't done the other work. You know what I mean? So I love that you focus on that. Anything else around what you do or who you serve that you want to be sure our viewers and listeners know about you, Sharvette?
Yeah, one of the great things that I get to do with my clients is to we do a book collaborations together. So we write a book together, and so that's one of the things, kind of having your either transformational story or your intellectual property documented. And so I'm on the cusp of we've just finished final edits for my 4th book collaboration. It's called Pearls, and that'll be coming out in the fall. But that is one thing that's really
congratulations. Yeah.
That's really a highlight I just wanted to call out, because it really showcases the clients and gives them a physical product, because in most cases they're service-based, but a physical product that then helps their brand with media and speaking and all of that. So
I just have one question, and we may get to it again in the signature segment, but was it scary for you when you made the decision to leave your full-time job to do your business full-time? Was it a scary adventure for you? Venture, not adventure, but venture for you to make that kind of transition?
There was fear there. There was some fear there. I learned early to kind of turn off the noise of other people and listening to what other people's experiences were, because I kind of went down that rat hole of reading blogs and this person saying, the people like the Tyler Perrys of the world saying they lost everything and lived in their cars, and kind of reading all of those things. And
yeah, that's enough to spark some fear for sure,
and so let me just say, I am a risk averse person. I am not by nature risk taker. I'm a very stable person. I've lived in my condo for 7 years. I had, at the same job for 25 years, the same phone number since like 2000. So I'm a very stable person. And so entrepreneurship is not innately not stable.
No.
But there was some fear there, but I learned to not look at anyone else's or listen to anyone else's stories or experiences. And I'm a faith-based entrepreneur. So, and God specifically says, stop listening to everyone else, because your journey and your story is going to be different. And
yeah, so, that's huge. That's huge. Turn off the noise. Turn off the noise. I don't watch the news for that reason, because I'm like, I don't want to get caught up in, all of the shootings and people having accidents, and I don't need that in my spirit. So I totally love that. Like I said, you're speaking to my heart. You really are. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll jump into our signature segment. Sound good?
Sound great.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Hey, this is Tanya Smith, and you're tuned into the Profitable Coaching Conversation Show with Wendy Y. Bailey. So make sure you like, subscribe, comment now, so that you're notified when the next episode goes live.
Hi, I'm Gina Calvano, and you're tuned into the Profitable Coaching Conversation Show with Wendy Y. Bailey. Like, comment, review, and subscribe now, so you're notified when the next episode goes live.
Hi, I'm Sharita Sparrow, your world-class therapeutic art practitioner, and you're tuned into the Profitable Coaching Conversation Show with Wendy Y. Bailey. Like, comment, review, and subscribe now, so you can be notified when the next episode goes live.
So welcome back. We are talking with a platform builder, entrepreneur, visionary extraordinaire, Sharvette Mitchell, and we're having a delightful conversation. I want to get into our profitable wisdom segment. It's the 5 questions that I ask almost every guest, because of the insight you guys can bring to the topics that I challenge you about or question you about. So the first question is, who's had the greatest influence on you in your life?
My mother. Absolutely my mother. And I know that may be cliche, but she is my number one supporter, top cheerleader, like every live stream. If anyone that follows me or she will be in the comments, Betty Mitchell. And and everybody doesn't have that testimony. Everybody doesn't have that story. And so my mother absolutely has always, push me to go to school and just different things. And so Betty Mitchell, my mom.
Yeah, I love it. Now, my mom would not get into the comments, but she supported me in her own way. She didn't entirely understand what I do, but she passed away in January, but she didn't understand what I do, but she was still supportive in a quiet, sort of reserved way. So I get it. I get it. And when you don't have anything like that, it can feel totally hard to do the things we have to do every single day. Entrepreneurship is challenging. You know what I mean? It doesn't come with a rule book.
Right.
Even if there are books out there that help you and, shape your perspective, they don't give you what's going to happen when this happens. You know what I mean? They don't give you all of that level of detail. A lot of them, you have to experience it sometimes to really move through it. So what's the best business advice you've ever received?
The best business advice was to start before you think you are ready. And
that's big.
Quote, but start before you think you are ready. And oftentimes that gets, us out of that procrastination mode, which is, a little bit dressed up in delay and fear. Mm-hmm. And to go ahead and step out and do things before you actually think you're ready. And more than likely, you probably are more ready than you're giving yourself credit for. And, shaky action is better than inaction any day.
Yeah. Done is better than perfect.
Yes.
That's what Sheryl Sandberg says. Done is better than perfect. I think you're right that when people are procrastinating, they're stuck in some kind of fear, Yeah. So it's good that you were not in that fearful space and just did it, right? Just did it. So what's your largest single sale? What's the amount? What were the circumstances? And what did you do to celebrate? I always like to ask that question because I want viewers and listeners understanding the possibilities of things happen, because sometimes when you least expect it, opportunities come your way and they're like exceedingly abundantly above all you can ask or think, right?
Yeah.
And you kind of are like, wow, I don't know how I got here, but so that's why I asked that question.
Yeah. So largest sale was $50,000. And the way that came about was the city of Richmond, I'm in Richmond, Virginia, was looking for some service providers to actually help business owners. And they were footing the bill. And so I connected somebody.
That's a sweet opportunity.
Yes. Hey, check this out. Here's the beautiful thing about this connection. So I reached out, they needed marketing plans. Well, here's your girl, the platform girl, the marketer. Mm-hmm. And about 10 marketing plans needed. But the young lady who was over the program said to me, I met you at a networking event and I wanted to connect with you on this program. Wow. I threw my feet over into the hat. She already knew me, had already been following me on LinkedIn and was like, yes, this is the person, for it. So
yeah.
I
call that the ram in the bush moment. You know what I mean? You don't know who's where, and then it happens, and it is somebody who knows you, sees you, and all of a sudden they're ready to work with you. Love that story. So what did you do to celebrate?
Oh my goodness. So it was right at December. So I literally just enjoyed the holiday and the time off. Really, I didn't buy anything in particular. But just enjoy some time off. And that nice cushion, this took my income right before the new year. So just being able to see that nice cushion in the bank account was celebration enough.
Yeah. Sometimes that's all it takes. You know what I mean? I'm not a grinder by nature. I have been a grinder at times in my business, but particularly in the past 6.5 years, I've been like, I'm not grinding nothing. Like, I'm just not going to do it, So having that kind of cushion really, really does help you to feel freedom that maybe you didn't feel because you were focused and intentional about getting a lot of things done. Like I said, I'm not a grinder, but I'm highly productive. Productive. I'm like, productible. Is that a word? Productive. And because of that, I move things forward. And I'm sure listeners and viewers are like, yeah, I don't want to be a grinder either. You know what I mean? So this is a question that I asked that I really, really kind of want to hear about your resilience. What has helped you move through those times when you felt like giving up in your business? And I know it's been full-time 4.5 years, but I don't know if you experienced this. Every so often, I wake up one day and go, what am I doing? You know, why am I doing this? And then sometimes I wake up and bounce out of bed and I'm like, yes, another great day in the neighborhood. You know, what has helped you when you didn't feel so positive about what was happening in your business?
My customers, my current customers.
Mm-hmm.
When you have those thoughts of, will somebody like buy my services again? Like, you know, you have clients, but like a year from now, will people buy my services? A year from now, will people enroll in my programs or what have you? And looking at my current customers and seeing either light bulbs go off for them, seeing them having wins, that is the fuel that says, keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. I remember the first second year I launched my platform builder program, and there was one particular client who I knew. We were getting prepared for her photo shoot, and I was looking back through like her Facebook, because sometimes the makeup artist like, give me the vibe, tell me the vibe and the feel of this person.
Mm-hmm.
I remember looking back through her Facebook pictures, and there was a light I saw in her face that I was no longer seeing. No, I said something happened, something transition or shifted, and literally the photo shoot, which may seem simple and of no consequence to anyone else, she came alive. She lit up. It was a transformative experience, and it was like I forgot, who I was. I forgot where, and just that one element was like worth the whole entire year of me working with clients. So if it was enough to give her that spark back, it was enough. Yeah.
I hear you. When your clients win, you win too.
Yeah.
So I love that story. So what's your greatest personal accomplishment outside of your business?
I am excited that I have owned my condo for 25 years. Mm-hmm. And it is one of the best financial decisions that I've ever made. Could I have moved? Could I have upgraded? At this point, yes. But I'm very, very proud that I, have a condo. I'll be able to sell. I am planning to move before the end of the year. But it's basically a little nest egg that I have created by just being thinking, go ahead and, moving out, never rented my own apartment, just moved from my mom's house into my own condo. So I'm proud of that.
Look at you. Those are big girl decisions. You know what I mean? It's like, what is it? I have a friend who says, I had to do something that was really tough. I put my big girl panties on. You know what I mean? And those are big girl panty decisions when you do that. I can't even imagine moving from your mom's house into your own condo. That's like visionary, you know what I mean? Because the rest of us lived in apartments before we got to the house or to the, mortgage property kind of thing. So that's amazing. That's amazing. So anything else you want to share in terms of your insights or your wisdom from being an entrepreneur or being, serving your clients in the way that you do? Any other wisdom or insights you want to share?
Yeah. Follow or connect with people that are, 10 steps or 20 steps ahead of you. A lot of times people will look at the Oprahs of the world and the Brene Browns and the Les Browns or whoever you might aspire. Those people are like 100 steps ahead of us.
Yeah.
But what about the coach or the consultant or the mentor, somebody that can come alongside you that's 10 to 20 steps ahead of you? Mm-hmm. That I would say would be some of the guidance that I think would be really helpful for listeners and viewers.
For sure. For sure. So we're going to take another break. And when we come back, I'd love to hear your parting thought. It's like adding like another cherry to the top of the sundae. So we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Joanna Pawlowski, and you are tuned into Profitable Coaching Conversation Show with Wendy Y. Bailey. Like, comment, and subscribe now so you get notified when the next episode goes live.
Hi, I'm Kim Welcome, and you're tuned in to the Profitable Coaching Conversation Show with Wendy Y. Bailey. Like, comment, review, and subscribe now so you are notified when the next episode goes live.
Hi, I'm Sharvette Mitchell, and you're tuned into the Profitable Coaching Conversations show with Wendy Y. Bailey. Like, comment, review, and subscribe now so you're notified when the next episodes go live.
So welcome back. We've been having a really delightful conversation with Sharvette Mitchell. And she shared a lot of wisdom and nuggets along the way about her experience, her journey, not just as an entrepreneur, but how she serves her clients and what it's meant for, her ability to have tenacity to always, keep going and doing the things that serve and support people well in the marketplace. So I know you have an event coming up. You want to tell us a little bit about it, like how you gave birth to it and what people can expect about it. We'll make sure they have a link to it in the show notes as well.
Yes, I am hosting a pop-up luxury retreat. And so some might say, well, why is it called?
Yeah.
Because that's
you
often
put those together. Yeah.
How did that happen? And so the background story is that I've been hosting a conference called the Pop-Up Conference for the last 6 years. And it started literally because the audience said, hey, we should have an event. And so I did what I called a pop-up, and then it kept going. We are going to be doing some rebranding next year on that. But I started seeing that my VIP tickets was always, like every year, sold out and first. And so a thought came to me, well, what if I create a really exclusive experience? This is my first time doing this. And so, nothing beats a failure but a try, and create a really exclusive experience and find a location that would just be something that the average person doesn't experience every day. We can go to hotels and stuff like that all the time. So I found a 10,000 square foot mansion in Orlando, Florida, and put together this 3-day retreat. It's a business retreat, but it'll also have some personal, professional development melded in, but a business retreat in a luxury atmosphere to just help our minds expand, help us to detach.
Elevation. Yeah.
Pop-up luxury retreat the first weekend in November this year. And so I'm excited about it.
Yeah. This is your first time doing this particular retreat type event, right?
This is the first time. So I've got 6 conferences under my belt. So this is a exclusive retreat. So we can only take a maximum of 12 people, 6 to 12.
That's what I was thinking. It's got to be a small number of people.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
can you say, I'm really big, Sharvette, on immersion, like making sure people are immersed in the experience, and you created a memorable experience that creates lasting change. You got all the makings for that, young lady.
I'm telling you, they won't have to leave. All of the food will be catered. They won't have to leave the house. There's swimming pools and game rooms and this crazy theater room with a 200 foot screen. And so 200 inch screen. And so, yeah, they will be immersed.
I was with you when you said the 200 feet. I was like, oh, that's something special. But inches is good too. Inches is good too. I might have to, we were talking before we got started, but I might have to rearrange some stuff and come and be part of that. Because I love whenever people create that intimate experience that's also transformative.
Yeah,
right? I love that. And I just adore your energy. I just think it would be great to be there with you during that time for sure.
We would love to have you.
So tell us, if there's one thought that you'd love for people to walk away from this conversation, believing, thinking, knowing, experiencing, what would that be?
That I want to share my favorite quote by H. Jackson Brown Jr., and that is, opportunity dances with those already on the dance floor. And so for those that are here, coaches, consultants, everyone that's following you and loving you, Wendy Y, you are needed. Your service is needed, but you have to get out there and be already on the dance floor. It's not going to come pull you out. It's not going to come pull you out of your chair. You have to already be moving, because the process of what you do is really your teacher. And so get out there on the dance floor.
Yeah, he's not going to come knock on my door, Sharvette.
Mine.
ring my doorbell. You know, I'm a single lady, so that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, oh, I need to get on the dance floor, don't I?
You look as of the airing of this, I am single. I'm right there with you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, get on the floor so you can dance. And sometimes, and I'm going to piggyback that. That was profound. I'm going to piggyback that and say that sometimes you have to dance by yourself for a minute before, you know, other people join into your dance, right? So I love that. I totally.
And if we think about that quote, opportunity dances with those already on the dance floor, probably means you were by yourself, because a guy usually is not going to walk up if you're already dancing with somebody. So that probably that first, those first steps are probably by yourself, and then opportunity will appear.
I love it. I love it. Sharvette, thank you so much for being here. I know you have a gift for everyone. You want to describe it, and then we'll put the link in the show notes.
Yes, I put together this great quiz. It's called My Brand Quiz. And what it will do is it will let you see kind of where you are on your personal brand journey. So you take the quiz, but more importantly, based off of how you score, I give you targeted resources. I give you targeted complimentary information. So if you scored one way and someone else scored another way, you're actually going to get different resources. So
nice.
We'll give you a guide as far as to where you are with your personal brand. So
yeah, good stuff. Be sure that you guys grab the link and take the quiz so that you can get resources from Ms. Sharvette. Thanks again so much for being here. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. This was fun.
Yeah. So we'll be back with another episode and another amazing guest. Be sure to join the after party at profitablecoachingsociety.com. We'll see you next time, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much for tuning into Profitable Coaching Conversations with Wendy Y. Bailey. Be sure to join us at the after party at www.profitablecoachingsociety.com. We'll see you next time for more sales and marketing wisdom and insight from Wendy Y. and her amazing guests. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you know when new episodes are posted.